Okay, 7:02, March 10th, 2026, year of our Lord, and everyone else. Welcome to the regular board meeting of the School District of Mystery Lake. Item number 1, call to order. Having done that, item number 2, first in camera session, none. We have a full house today, do we? No regrets? Excellent. Number 3, treaty and land acknowledgement. We acknowledge that we are signatories of Treaty 5 and that we reside in the traditional territory of the Nisichawayasi Cree Nation. The School District of Mystery Lake is located in the community of Thompson in the province of Manitoba. Manitoba is located on the traditional and ancestral lands of the Niito Ininu, Denisoonling, Métis, Inuit, Asininu, Anishinaabe, and Dakota Oyata nations. The School District of Mystery Lake remains committed to honoring treaties in the spirit of truth and reconciliation. We are all treaty people. Item number 4, approval of the agenda for tonight's meetings. Can I have someone move that we approve the agenda for tonight? Trustee Humby, seconded by Trustee Nicholsaw. Any changes or amendments? Hearing none. All those in favor? Oh, carried. Item number 5, adoption of the minutes. We have before us the adoption of the minutes for February 24th, 2026. Can I have someone move we entertain the adoption of the minutes? Trustee Sharker, seconded by Vice Chair. I was not here. I thank everybody for doing a wonderful job. All those in favor? Okay, carried. Item number 6, delegations and presentations. We'll have before us Artie Parker teachers Teresa Jenkins and Coral Thompson will present to the Board of Trustees for their consideration the excursion taking place in April 2027. The trip planned will include 30 to 40 students departing Winnipeg, Manitoba, April 4th, 2027. The 9-day excursion plus travel return to Thompson exceeds the trip length outlined in SDML procedures. So having said that, thank you very much, ladies.
Thank you for having us. Okay, I'm Teresa. This is Coral.
Hi.
We're both high school students.
High school students.
Everybody's a student every day.
Oh, we lost it.
I've
Oh,
learned
that's fine.
lots today, actually, at school. Entire since you were 5, so yes. We're high school teachers, and we have done a few trips like this in the past. And so the most current trip that we're interested in embarking on is Canada and the 2 world wars. And it involves going to France, going through Belgium and the Netherlands. And it takes place in 2027 on the anniversary of Vimy Ridge. So we'll just go through some points. If you have any questions at any time, you can stop us. So EF is a education group that travels and takes kids all over the world every day. These are training tours to give education, educators and group leaders, immersive hands-on experience to bring history to life, which what better way to learn history through doing, right? So you get firsthand familiarity with the culture, with different countries, with history. We find that we have better student outcomes, especially me, I'm a history teacher, when they come back into the classroom. And EF is very exclusive within Canada, and it's a very well-known travel student group. Go ahead.
Yeah, so with this one, we've got lots of stuff. Like we kind of already talked about this stuff here. What else we got on this? What's our next one?
So what, I guess, it gives the students, right? Growth and mindset. Personally developing themselves through empathy, confidence, critical thinking, problem-solving skills. And you wouldn't think, going on a trip with your teachers gives you this, but it really does, and we've seen that firsthand.
Yeah, you see a lot of growth in the kids right from the beginning of the trip to the to the end. You see people on these trips, we've had them who have never went outside of Manitoba. Some have never went outside of Thompson even. And then it's their first time on a flight and they're doing this stuff. And then we've had somebody in tears at the end of it saying like, this has changed my life. I'm so grateful for all of this. And like some people were really scared to take the trips and then they realized like how safe it can be and how much they can learn and grow from it. So we've seen lots of development from these kids just in a short amount of time. It's pretty life-changing for some of them.
And a lot of them have actually taken on trips afterwards, after they've graduated, backpacked through Europe, went to Australia and took a job for a year, right? Because, they've, broken that barrier and like, yeah, I can do this, it's not so scary. So we really see the value in education and travel. So these are just some experiences that EF has added in. Like when I started traveling, I came to see that I was confident, capable, self-reliant person. Travel helped me shake the need to impress other people. It just gives that confidence of, some independence traveling outside and then sharing their stories with other students and saying, hey, you should really take part in this later too. EF is partnered with many different organizations around the world. Juno Beach, of course, very important to Canadians as we were involved in D-Day in World War II, the Canadian Human Rights Museum, Canadian Museum for Human Rights, and different various organizations around the world that they have partnerships with. Like I said, the most important part of the travel for us, of course, is safety of the children, and of course ourselves too, right? But one of the reasons that we have selected EF so many times is because of the safety that they do provide us. They do have global protection plans, they have cancel for any reason plans, they have 24/7 on-tour support for us. They do have liability investment protection. Other things that they do include also is if something were to happen in a part of the world that we were going to, they can reroute us very quickly. They can change our trip very quickly to a different part of the world.
Every time we're traveling, if our tour director is not actively doing something with us, they are sitting there on their phone talking to all the agents in the things, making sure everything's lined up where we're going. Is everything still on par? Is everything good? If there's things that aren't, they change on the fly. In one of our trips, it wasn't a safety issue, but all of a sudden there was a strike. So we were supposed to take trains, and then all of a sudden the train everybody's on strike then. So they're on a fly making us a new trip. How are we getting from Paris to London and what are we doing? And like that all happens like in a matter of like an hour and they work on that. So, and that's just a strike. If there's like actual safety concerns in there, they're so quick and they're on it all the time. So there's people everywhere that can reroute. All of a sudden we're on a plane going to somewhere else, or we're on a bus, or we're out of anywhere we are not safe to be. So it's one of the it is definitely a peace of mind traveling with them, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And this is some of their offices all over the world, right? They are located everywhere. So like I say, safety is by far their number one priority. And they do have 24/7 contact with us. Each child gets a wristband that they wear the whole time if they may not be with us and they need to call someone. And then coverage policy and flexibility, of course, this is important. Me and Coral both have been through 2 tours that have been canceled due to the COVID pandemic. And of course, this then becomes the concern, like what if something in the world is happening at the time? So they do have a peace of mind policy, which is provided to all groups, and then each individual can purchase travel protection plan on top of
the
school plan that we also buy. So they are very much layered with insurance in that way. It's Canadian led and operated. We have offices within Canada in Toronto, Vancouver, and Montreal, but also, of course, all over the world. How it works for parents, so if we were to embark on the tour, right, we meet with the tour group. So the parents will come in, they enroll on the tour, we start the countdown. Students will be given an opportunity to fundraise, and then we go on our trip, and then they come home. So there's a lot of time. There's a year, but the year helps them, pay down monthly because it can be pricey for some families. So that's why we do it well in advance. And there are flexible ways for parents, like I said, to pay automatic payment plan. They could pay in full, flex pay. There is this new thing actually with EF. There was a $1 million commitment over 4 years to help students in need experience travel. And so through us and the school, they can apply, and we can recommend if someone can, be a part of this funding, that they could possibly get their trip covered, minus $500, and they're spending money.
Yeah, this is the new for
Brand
us.
new.
This is brand new, so we still have more information to find out about that. We're not sure on all the details of that, but it's definitely something that is intriguing for some of our students who aren't able to, even with fundraising, would have a hard time making a trip like this happen. So it would definitely be something we'd look into.
So this is just one of the girls that was the recipient of it last year, and, just saying that, expressed gratitude for allowing her the opportunity of a lifetime. There are many kids, of course, right, that may not be able to take a trip like this. So, for some, like this girl, for her to be able to do this through this funding was amazing. Student outcomes, 97% of teachers and students gain cultural awareness, very important in today's world. 95% reported an increase in student independence. We really do see that after with our kids that have, flown the nest and, went overseas. 93% saw an improved confidence in students, and also making new friends.
That's what I
too.
was just going to add in. We have a lot of times kids are scared to come, or they want to come but their friends aren't coming, and we've got a few that have come on that kind of didn't really have anybody, and they've actually really bonded and got real relationships with other people, and just have got a new friend group out of it.
There was one student 2 years ago, we went to Ontario and Quebec, and he wouldn't get off the bus at the end of the day. And I'm like, oh no, right? And I could see he was crying. And yeah.
Now she'll cry.
Yeah. And I'm like,
But-
what's wrong? And he said, I'm just so happy. He
Yeah.
goes, this has been the best experience of my life, and he made some friends. He was really struggling in school, wasn't attending very well, and we seen a big improvement in attendance, and, friends reaching out to him and getting involved, so it
Yeah,
was pretty amazing.
he became friends with people that he never would have talked to before that trip.
Yeah.
So it was definitely something.
91% noted stronger critical thinking skills as well, like, just having to make some decisions on their own with, like, because they do have some free time in a safe zone. But also, just traveling and having to go through the airport with their parents and things like that. Even though we're a safety net for them,
Yeah.
we're a little bit of a harder thing.
Yeah. We're often told by security that we should work at TSA.
We've been offered many jobs. We've been offered many
Firing
jobs.
through the lines. Get it together. Get your stuff out.
So Vimy 110 is 110. To the Netherlands. It is a 9-day tour, but of course we live in the north, so that adds 2 days on the other side as well, travel. And the requested dates are April 4th to the 12th, so that's flying out of Winnipeg on the 4th, coming back on the 12th. And so we head to Paris first, tour around Paris, go to Versailles, then we head up to the Normandy region. And one of the things that I do with the students is we do a project before to find a soldier that had perished and Juno Beach on D-Day, and we go and visit their grave and pay our respects to their grave. So each student is linked to a soldier. I'll show you an example of that later. And then we head up to the Vimy ceremony a couple of days later. And we have attended one before. I'm going to show you a short little video on that. And our last group in 2017 is actually in this video. And then we go to Amsterdam and visit Anne Frank's house.
So this one, before we get into it, with it being an actual celebration, it's not just a planned tour out of the time. So we do realize that it is longer. In that, we're looking at 7 school days, I believe it would be, with everything. So we do realize that's above the 5, but this would be a special circumstance in that it is an actual event where we don't get any control over the dates. We could maybe veer a day or 2 on the end, but the ceremony is the ceremony and the things around it are kind of set in stone. So we don't have any control over that. So that would be our ask, is that it is the one-time exception, or because it's not anything that we have any control of changing those dates for it.
And April 9th is the actual day that will be in Vimy. So I would like to play this short little video. This was created by EF from the 2017 ceremony. And I guess you could see if you could pick at any of the students there.
A century ago, as dawn broke over Vimy Ridge, the morning air suddenly exploded with an unholy roar. It was the sound of 15,000 Canadians surging into battle. Today, 100 years later, we honor their eternal sacrifice.
The events of that day saw the 4 divisions of the Canadian Corps serving together for the first time to take a stand against tyranny and oppression. This was Canada at its best. The Canadians of Vimy embodied the true North, strong and free.
Today there are no remaining veterans of the First World War. That means it's up to us to remember and to honor their memory, lest we forget.
This trip has been very important, sort of reminds both myself and other people, just what it is to be Canadian. It's strengthened my pride in my country and in my nationality as being Canadian.
Definitely, I'm more aware and I am more appreciative of what has happened in history. It suddenly becomes something that we're grateful for and a piece of history that we take pride in.
You're seeing it through different lens, right? You're seeing the ripple effect through the generations. Your worldview is challenged and it just affects you as a person. You can't look at this and come back unchanged.
100 years later, as I look over the faces gathered here, I can't help but
There we
feel
are. That's us.
that a torch is being passed. Let us hold to the grace of the ones who stood by their country. This is why we're here. Why we remember.
So you've seen in the video that, we were there with some soldiers well dressed up, right? They have that there as well that day. So besides the ceremony, they have a setup where kids can go into kind of like a makeshift trench, talk to soldiers that are dressed up, look at the airplanes from that time. It was actually just amazing, just an amazing event. Very moving for a lot of students, very worthwhile. Everything that is included, of course, is like, the flights, the hotels. The only thing that's not included is the tips and lunch. But, that's where some fundraising comes in and things like that, and all the entry fees are included as well. So like I said, we will be going to Vimy Ridge, Juno Beach, Paris.
Which, one of our trips, I don't know whatever happened to that. We were actually, one of our trips that were being canceled, we were actually going to be honored at a ceremony at Juno Beach in 2020. And then there was supposed to be a plaque for like Artie Parker put up on the monuments there. So we haven't been back, so we don't know what has happened with that, or
So
if
we might
anything
see,
happened, or if it still got put up, or what went on with it.
So we might see our plaque up there.
Yeah.
Paris, Versailles, downtown Paris again. And then the Anne Frank House, which was quite moving. And you do get to tour like into the annex as well. Another part of the thing that we do with this, because it's such a significant event, I do lessons with the students at lunch that I get them to sign that it is mandatory. So we do a lesson on the Battle of Vimy Ridge and why we're going there. What are we commemorating? Then we do a project called Remembering a Fallen Soldier. So we research a soldier to the cemetery we're going, which is Benet-sur-Mer, which is just outside of Juno Beach. And then we take our crosses or any other information or any other memento they want to take with them, and we place it on their grave. And then we will be doing a lesson on the Holocaust and Anne Frank and who Anne Frank was. And so that when we go there, it's a more meaningful experience to them. Now, I do teach this in grade 11 history, but they might not be in that class yet, right? It might be, in the semester that they're taking it. So, and sometimes, students might not listen all the time in class.
Until they
or
have
need a
something that has a
refresher.
meaning to it.
Yeah. So, everybody needs a little bit of a refresher. So this is why I do it, so to give it, a little bit more meaning. This was one of the students' soldiers, and this was the cross that they made and placed down at the foot of the grave of this Canadian soldier at Benet-sur-Mer. And so the carpentry department made these crosses for us. And then we spend, a lunch period decorating them and making them meaningful. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this, you'd be surprised how much time the students spend with their soldier. It's actually quite moving.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, any questions?
Thank you so much. Any of my colleagues have questions?
I have a question. Does this, excuse me, does this include your travel from Thompson to Winnipeg to catch the flight, or are you just on your own then?
No,
For the money or the time, or the dates?
Like, are you just?
No, we go together. Like, we get a bus. We usually have them make a payment, and then we'll make a parent payment that will cover like bus, a hotel in Winnipeg, and then because we normally will bus down the day before, spend the night in the hotel, and then we get up. Usually we have an early morning flight, so we get up and go there. And then in this case, because we're going to Europe, there's also tips that need to be in. So there would be a parent fund payment that we would have with that, and then that can get offset with any fundraising that they would have. Yeah.
What is the cost?
The cost for this one is $53 to EF, so $5,329 per student for EF, and then the additional parent payment, which in the past we've had it anywhere from $5 to $750, depending on the prices of things and how much the bus costs, which is sometimes an issue.
the bus prices have really increased dramatically on us, so,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's fun.
Yes. We've had lots of people like make some big money on fundraising
Yeah.
though, that they've been able to work it down. And we've actually had students who even did personal fundraising on their own within like some home communities and stuff like that, that have been able to offset a lot of their stuff as well, besides just the group fundraising that's offered.
Fundraising.
That will be something that's set up with a parent committee. So in the past, they've done things like having somebody run like the bingo canteen or Mother's Day tea or Remembrance Day tea at the Legion, or just things like selling things like Bothwell cheese or Mom's Pantry. We've had like all of that. So that would be something that would be worked among with the parents. We've also had years when parents just were like, no thanks, I'll just cut a check. So
And we've done 50/50 too.
yeah, 50/50's been one too, so that would be something that would be discussed and finalized with parents and go from there.
So what is the age?
We take grade 10s, 11s, and 12s. Yeah.
I mean, just from prior experience with this, with regards to, I mean, right now, there's quite a bit of unrest in the world. I mean, and like, if this trip is canceled, I think though there's gotta be some very strict guidelines
About
to,
fundraising,
yeah,
yes,
about where,
100%.
yeah, because, I mean, in the past, we've had fundraised money. I mean, we cannot give fundraised money
Yeah.
to people.
Yeah,
No,
we
that,
have
yeah.
that in our last tour as well.
The last two.
The last two was already made aware to them that any fundraised money is just, yeah, it comes back, it doesn't get to be reset, and that's made clear at the beginning.
Yeah, and I've put that in the parent package to them too, so they're very clear and they have to sign it, that they've read it.
I mean, kids they can forward the money, like if they fundraise and this trip's canceled, they can keep it in a bank here and use for another trip.
They can give it to a sibling, but we can't just
No,
cut.
not cash.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
that
and so-
happened during one of our canceled trips during COVID, that there was some,
Yeah, it was
some
big.
contention regarding fundraised money. I mean, the
Yeah.
kids, some people were saying my kids worked, well, it's, yeah, but under the auspice of fundraising,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that has opened our eyes to a lot of logistics. We have learned and things that nobody ever expected to come into play, came into play. And so we make that abundantly clear with that.
And those people though, at the time also got all their EF money back though, completely.
Yeah, the
Besides
EF money, this is just the
Yeah.
fundraising money. The EF money would be, yeah.
Perhaps it was in the presentation, I just missed
it, but I was just wondering, when it comes to illness or injury insurance in the event that somebody's sick or injured while away, is that covered through the travel agency
Yeah.
or how does that work?
There's the global protection plan. Like, we also have the school board insurance that we just always buy for everybody. But it is encouraged for them to use the global protection insurance that they have, and they like pretty much take care of everything. Somebody needs to go to the hospital, we've got it covered. And that's where we've got the chaperones that come in, and if somebody needs to stay with somebody, then a chaperone stays back with the kid. Worst case scenario, somebody needs to get transported somewhere, that will all be covered, and EF would arrange that and go through that.
MSBA has made it mandatory that we purchase travel insurance for all students.
Yeah, and yeah.
Provincial fund.
Yeah, so we've always done the Manitoba and the school insurance as well, and then this is just an extra one. That works nice with the EF aspect of it, because then they can just like kind of cover it all and it goes through.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much.
thank you so much.
And that video is on YouTube. Just type in Vimy 100 EF and you can see our students there.
Yeah.
If you need a professor of history to come along, I know.
Yeah, you know a guy? You
Yeah.
know a guy?
He doesn't eat too much, so.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Very exciting. But I don't envy the young people. There'll be a lot of fundraising. That's good. Good for them to learn that skill too. Okay, item number 7, business from previous board meeting, none. Item number 8, superintendent report.
I've provided you with a written report, just highlighting some of the events that I was at. Some human resources initiative. The leadership interns attended a professional development session facilitated by Lisa Broland. The session's topic was on SIMS, our internal management system, and supervision and evaluation. On February 13th from 9 to 3, I participated in the University of Brandon's career fair. The career fair was extremely well attended. I've been in the past, this was the most well attended one I've ever been at in Brandon. They tied it to, I think there's a PD that they have, a PD within the school district in Brandon that they have in the same building, because it was all in the Westman Auditorium. So there were a lot of kids there, or students, I should say. So it attracted interest from approximately maybe 60 or more candidates. It did not provide us the opportunity. It was on a Friday, so they didn't provide opportunity or time to do interviews. However, I'm following up with these candidates that some of them really expressed a genuine interest in coming to Thompson. I met a lot of them. There were some of them that had a big connection to Thompson, like their parents met here, and there was a couple. The one candidate that I met, I'd actually worked with his dad in South Indian Lake. So yeah, it was a really awesome kind of experience. So hopefully something comes through that. A teacher recruitment team made up of Lisa Brolin and the principal of Brentwood, Lisa Brolin, the principal of Brentwood School, and Jeff Parody, the vice principal of Artie Parker, went to the University of Manitoba to participate in the Education Career Fair and conducted interviews from 3 prospective teachers who seemed genuinely, again, interested in coming. Again, where you run into it is that everyone's everyone has their dream job or their dream location, so I think they're kind of, waiting to see what comes out and looking at interviewing at other places, but hopefully something materializes. I had a resignation. Misty McDonald has submitted her letter of resignation effective June 30th. Ms. McDonald's been employed with the district since 2007. She's taught in various capacities at Brentwood School, Wapanuck School, Deerwood School, and Westwood School. She's resigning from her position as a .5 ideal teacher and a .5 vice principal at Westwood, and she's moving on to teach resource in Riverton, Manitoba. So I wish Misty all the best in her future endeavors. And lastly, I just want to say thank you to everybody who did so much hard work for the Manitoba Games this past week. The city employees, the district employees, the volunteers, Christy and Todd for the work they put in. It made our community proud. And just the kids were so polite and so grateful for everything. It was just really, really great to highlight our community in that way. So I really, really appreciate all the work that those people put in, because it was quite a big ordeal.
Also looked good.
Oh yeah, it looked awesome.
It looked really good.
It really did.
Yeah.
It certainly, it's still my pride of being somebody who was born and raised here. So yeah, it was awesome. And something that is much needed for us, I believe, as a community. There are so many good things that are just never highlighted here, and often the bad is. So, but yeah, it was awesome. That's everything. Are there any questions?
Super. Any questions for the superintendent? Hearing none. Item number 9, assistant superintendent.
So I've provided you a written report with the events that I've attended. Just a couple of highlights. The Manitoba Education and Early Childhood Learning has renewed the kindergarten to grade 10 science curriculum for voluntary implementation that was happening this year. Full implementation is expected next school year. We've had 3 teachers that have participated in the voluntary implementation pilot. We've met to discuss some materials that we're going to need and how we can disseminate information out to our staff. There's one more provincial meeting that they're attending in April, and then we will meet as a pilot group to develop an implementation rollout plan for our district. There's definitely going to be some hurdles that we have to cross as far as the implementation and getting the information out to staff. So that's probably going to be our biggest and storage, I guess, of some of the new materials that are required in a couple of our schools. So I also had the opportunity to attend several events during the Manitoba Games. I just helped with some facility access and some troubleshooting. There were some challenges that we had to overcome, but I think I was told by somebody if that was our biggest challenge, that we did a great job troubleshooting that. So just expressing my gratitude to the SDML staff, like Angel had said, and the volunteers that were imperative to the village and facility operations during the week. The villages and the food services department really never shut down. The food services was maybe closed for about 5 hours every 24. The chef was amazing he would have 20 to 25 volunteers per shift that he delegated tasks
Runs a
to.
tight ship.
And all of us would be like, what now, chef? Where should I go, chef? What do you need, chef? And he was just telling us all and never missed a beat. He was just super organized and calm. So that was very helpful. And yeah, our village operation, again, turnaround day went very well. And the cleaning and ongoing maintenance of those buildings while the students and coaches were in them was fabulous. So just a huge thanks and to people even for their ability to pivot last minute, because we had to do a little bit of pivoting, which was great. So a big congratulations to the organizing committee for having such a stellar event. Again, that was 2 years of logistics that they had to work through. The feedback that I received during the week was super complimentary about the event, and speaks volumes to all the work that went into it for sure. So, and I think just a big congratulations to all the participants, and that we really hope that they had a great time in the North and got to see the North firsthand. Two of the goals that the executive directors, Todd Harwood and Christy Andres, had was, two of them, there was three, but two of them was an act of reconciliation. And I think that was achieved, no problem. They had Cree language throughout the event, signage as well as listening stations happening, so that it wasn't just like people were actually participating in the actual Cree language throughout the week. And the second was to change the perception of our community in the public. And there's no question, after I was able to talk to a group of curling spectators, I'll call them, at the curling rink last Friday night, and they had nothing but great things to say about Thompson. And they said, we would come back here in a heartbeat.
I think they were surprised with what, the facilities, everything. I don't know what some people anticipated.
So I think, the feedback and the overall perception, that goal was also achieved. So although it was a ton of work, it did a lot for our community, which was great to see. So.
Oh, and they highlighted multiculturalism.
Yes, they sure did.
Yeah.
In the opening and closing ceremonies, they had different dancers that participated. So which was great. So that was my report.
Very nice. Any questions for the Assistant Superintendent? Hearing none. We'll go to item number 10, Secretary Treasurer's Report.
Circulated in your board packages was the check register for the month of February. We have accounts payable processed of $2,833,924.11. Included in that were payroll-related items of $1,823,004.76. Teacher payroll of $2,362,802.10. And support staff payroll of $960,120.88. Bring forward my recommendation that the expenditures for February 2026 for the total amount of $6,156,847.09 be approved.
We have before us the recommendation that the expenditures for February 2026 in the amount of $6,156,847.09 be approved. Can I have someone so move? Trustee Sharker, seconded by Trustee Young. Any comments or questions? All those in favor? Carried.
I provided the expenditures as of March 5th, 2026. On March 5th, we were 58.9% through our school year. Our year-to-date expenditures, $31,206,723, 59.4% of plan. So we're still tracking quite well with that. The financial dashboard update, our operating surplus did not have any revenue adjustments for the in-year from the province. So our June 30th undesignated operating surplus remains at $1,883,059. The breakfast and snack programs that were addressing food insecurities, as of March 5th, we were 25.5% of year-to-date spend. The expenditures equal $37,014. The total budget for the year, $145,120.64.
Super. Any questions for the Secretary Treasurer? Hearing none. Item number 11, new business. 11.1, board meeting absence. As outlined in procedural bylaw, section 3, meetings of the board, item 10, Vice Chairperson Tomaszewski is requesting authorization to be absent from the 2 regular board meetings of May 12th, 2026 and May 26th, 2026 to attend to personal matters. So the recommendation is that Vice Chairperson Tomaszewski be granted approval to be absent from the 2 regular board meetings of May 12th, 2026 and May 26th, 2026 to attend to personal matters. Can I have someone so move? Trustee Young, seconded by Trustee Nicholsaw. Any questions? Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Need approval if it's 3?
No,
2?
because if you miss the third by accident, then you're kicked off the board.
Oh, okay.
It's just like a safety net.
Safety net.
Okay.
Any other questions? All those in favor? 11.2, Budget 2026. The 2026-2027 budget is being brought forward for approval. This budget is balanced with the use of $300,000 of designated operating surplus funds. Revenue totals of $55,272,693. The notice of tax requirements request to the City of Thompson for 2026 will be $9,731,921. The recommendation before us is that the 2026-2027 budget for the year ending June 30th, 2027, with operating expenditures of $55,112,693 and capital expenditures of $80,000 be approved. Can I have someone so move? Trustee Humby, seconded by Trustee Sharker. Any questions? Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor? 11.3, Trustee Life Insurance. Trustee Sharker is requesting Manitoba School Board Association look for life insurance coverage for school board trustees. The recommendation before us is that the Board of Trustees request life insurance coverage be provided by school board trustees, or for school board trustees through the Manitoba School Board Association. Can I have someone move that we discuss? Trustee Humby, seconded by Trustee Nicholsaw. Did you want to share? Did you want to address this?
So it's came to like the trustee, we have to travel for the district work. Okay. So it's came that we don't have any life insurance. So I was looking for so are there any other school board they are providing this? So then I came to the city council. Okay. So they have their life insurance and the health insurance through the Association of Manitoba Municipalities. So they are the corporation. It's almost we are the same body. So if they can get this service, I'm not asking for the health insurance, but I'm talking about the life insurance during trustee's term. If the Manitoba School Board Association, they can provide this kind of life insurance for the trustees during their term.
So I always thought that in order to be eligible for like employer paid life insurance, generally you have to hold like a full-time position, or you have to work like a specific number of hours per week to be eligible.
For benefit coverages, I don't know what the requirements are for life.
I think it's similar.
Insurance as well.
We do carry accident insurance and for when trustees are traveling, that's a requirement through the School Board Association, but they've never provided an option for life insurance.
I don't know, just my feeling on it is if we're only in position for 4 years, doesn't make sense to pay on a life insurance policy for 4 years and we get voted out and then it's nullified. So it seems like a waste of money.
Logistics of it, yeah.
Like I see if you got carried through and voted in year after year after year, but if you're only doing one term or we only don't get voted in, you've just paid on this life insurance policy for 4 years for nothing.
Well, it would be a district cost, right? Right now, the district is paying, but it would be an additional insurance cost for the district
Right, but
of operating.
for nothing. Really, unless, of course, one of us passed away, God
But
forbid,
it doesn't
but
benefit the district.
it's not, yeah, just,
That would then be, okay, that would also be a taxable benefit then as well to trustees, if we're paying for your life insurance.
So at present, there's a basic life insurance provided through through our paid benefits plan.
Not for trustees,
No, but for employees.
for employees, yeah.
Anything over and above, like if you wanted to enhance your life insurance policy, you'd have to pay that out of pocket, but there's a baseline, right? Yeah,
But that's for employees.
yeah.
It may be a discussion at convention.
Yeah. So the city council, they are not elected for a lifelong, so they are the same term, 4 years. So how they're
and they
getting?
get life insurance?
Yes. If I look at their website, Association of Manitoba Municipalities, they have the same. The councillors.
Do you know of any trustees that have that
Oh,
option?
This is the reason we are proposing this to the MSBA.
VA, okay.
So what if we change the recommendation? Instead of a motion, why don't I just approach the MSBA and say, has it ever been entertained before? You and I are going there in 2 weeks.
We can pass this on the board, we can bring it to the Region 4.
Yeah.
If the Region 4 approved, then we can bring it to the
Yeah, I mean, we
MSBA
can
for
put it
resolution.
forward through that process. I don't know that any of us have enough information right now to want to commit to a motion that say, yeah, we all want life insurance through the school, through the MSBA. I mean, I don't think most of us before tonight have even thought about it.
I didn't even know it was sitting at it, so.
No, so I think it's
Is
worth.
your husband a counselor?
Give him a phone call and see if he's gonna go. So,
It will be an additional cost to the division.
it would cost some, because MSBA is gonna have to, if the province pays for it, then they're gonna probably bill the members.
Well, it falls on the division.
Right. So, but it's something that we can discuss. I don't think that we need necessarily a formal motion, but we can discuss. We can ask.
It is something for you guys to bring up at
I think we can ask the executive director and say, has it ever come back before? Has it ever come up? And then we can talk with our colleagues at the convention and see if there's any interest.
You don't know of anything that's offered through
That plan, like there's, like, just like, you know how we have through MSBA, we have the student accident sickness plans, like,
No, we have the various trustee covers that we apply for, and there's no life.
okay.
There's not a life insurance component.
Okay.
But even if this is discussed at the SBA meeting, isn't that something that we have to vote on?
Or you can go there and talk about anything.
You can information on it.
But we're not recommending anything.
You have to submit a resolution, so you have to pass it in the board, then you have to go to the.
That's right. But I don't think we know enough on the topic to pass a motion right now on whether we support it or not. I think we'd just like to know more about it. And so I think I agree with you. It's an interesting thing to explore, especially if the municipalities do have coverage. I mean, sure, I'd like to know why or how.
how it came to be.
Or how it came to be, and if it's working or not. But like Trustee Young just mentioned, it might not make sense for us from a cost. There might be better ways to spend the money, but I'd be interested to know what our colleagues think. And maybe the MSBA has entertained it before and they said no. I don't know. So you got some homework when you go to the assembly. Is that good for now? We can discuss. We don't need a motion necessarily. Okay.
We have a motion on the table.
We have the motion. So do you wish to withdraw the motion? Or does someone want to second it? I don't think.
Well, we can vote on it, we could just decline it.
Yeah, but if we have a seconder, we don't even need to vote.
There is a
We
second.
have a motion on the table right now that we need to vote on.
Do you want to table it?
Tabled or?
You want to
vote
table
on
it? You can vote? Okay. Well, all those in favor of having supporting life insurance coverage, and we advocate to the Manitoba School Board? Yeah. Okay, put it to the vote. All those in favor? Denied. Opposed. Yeah. Opposed? Everybody else is opposed? Yeah, I'm opposed. Okay. So, but I think it's worth looking into. I think the spirit of it is interesting, if anything. And you go do your homework tonight. Yeah, because I'd be curious to know why the city does it. Yeah.
Done. So I'm thinking, okay, so the next time
Yeah.
that someone is
But
coming.
in your research, every municipality in Manitoba, those counselors are covered through the.
Manitoba
Okay,
municipality.
yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting.
Fun facts, there you go. Item number 12, correspondence. We have before us 12.1 Manitoba School Boards Association. The newsletter for February 25th. Convention reminders are coming up. Thank you, convention. We have the three of us, right? Trustee Sharker, myself, and Jolene, you're heading down? Good. International Women's Day is March 8th. Oh, we missed that. Okay, that's good. Okay. Reminder, convention donation items. Oh, yes.
Okay.
Did we decide that? Did we have anything for that?
Yeah, I've talked to, there's some logistics about transporting, but
Do we have an idea?
yeah, I've got a couple things, so.
Can you share?
Well, there's two things. There may be a fire pit or a,
The fire pit, you can't go wrong with the fire.
or the rack that you.
But you gotta
put-
be able to transport.
Yes, so,
Yeah.
yeah, but don't let me forget that. I don't know how big it is. I'll have to, I haven't
He's
seen
got-
it, but.
He's got it.
A truck? Okay, that's what I was,
Are you gonna take the pickup truck?
Yeah.
okay, so I'll look into that, okay.
Okay, awesome. Item number 13, committee reports. 13.1, policy committee.
Policy committee will be meeting sometime in March. The date is yet to be determined.
Okay. 13.2, education programming.
I will be meeting in March, so we just haven't booked a date.
Okay. 13.3, public relations.
We have not met yet, this month, and we have not booked a date.
Okay, on that.
We'll do it
You
in
think we
tandem.
just
We'll
came
do
out of March break or
policy- Yeah, we'll do policy and PR, same.
Okay. 13.4, finance.
March 24 at 6.
2 weeks? Okay, 2 weeks, okay. Okay, other committees? Pension committees?
Meeting tomorrow.
Okay, good. AHEC? No? I guess Manitoba Games is over? Yeah, okay. Oh, steelworkers.
Nothing to report.
Nothing to report. no. Okay, good. 14, trustee comments. We'll start with trustee Anderson.
Brentwood ski trip is happening March 13th. Their mini Winterfest is March 16th and 17th. And their science fair is March 25th. Hope everyone had a fun and safe spring break. And welcome all the kids and students and staff back. That's great.
Awesome. Vice Chair?
Deerwood's Mini Winterfest is happening on March 20th, for anybody interested. Other than that, welcome back, everybody.
Ecole Riverside's grade 8s just recently returned from their Festival de Voyageur trip, so I was able to see some pictures of that. Just want to thank all the staff as well as the community who helped support their fundraising efforts to make that trip possible for the grade 8s. And then as well, all week this week, they'll be celebrating Festival de Voyageur at Riverside School for K-8 students, so there's tons of activities planned for that.
And March the 18th, the Juniper School is going to have their science fair.
There's the events mini winter festival happening in the Westwood. This will be on March 17th. And I would like to thank all the organizers, all the volunteers, the players, participants, those host the Manitoba Winter Games in Thompson. And it was a great privilege. I was in one of the events as a medal presenter along with our city mayor and another guest from the Manitoba Hydro. And it was a great that we show our generosity, how welcome the city is, because most of the participants, they came from the south, they don't have any idea how the Thompson is, and I think they like it. It would be great if the swimming pool was running, they could add another events like the swimming competition. I think next time.
The next one.
Yeah, next time.
Next one.
Yes.
Super, thank you. And for myself, best of luck to the R.D. Parker Music Band heading to the 2026 Brandon Jazz Festival. Very exciting. And good luck to the R.D. Parker Trojan Ice Fishing Team for completing in the Derby in Winnipeg. Good luck with that. And of course, Trustee Humpies mentioned the Festival de Voyageurs at the Echo Riverside School. You could probably go online and see the school page and look at the schedule. But if for those who want to taste, we have the March 11th, Wednesday. Students are invited to wear clothes honoring Indigenous culture or dress like a voyageur. At 10 o'clock, they have the beard competition. That means young men like us could maybe go and sport a beard. The 12th, the Thursday, is Winterfest workshops and activities for K to 8. And March 13th, 9 o'clock is the ceremony de clôture, the closing ceremonies. And 11 o'clock is an outdoor hot dog roast and maple toffee. Oh, very nice. 12 o'clock and 1 o'clock to 3:30. Okay, beautiful. Hopefully it's a little bit warmer next couple of days than the last 2 weeks. I have to say, for the Winnipeg games, it could not have been colder. It's some of those days. Whew. Good. Questions from the public?
Maybe just a comment.
Sure.
Just related to the Vinny Ridge possible trip. Both my kids had signed up for tours. My son Jack went on the 2017 one that was with the video, so he got to go on that one. And my daughter was supposed to be on the 2020 trip, which got canceled, and the reimbursement process was fine. Like, just as a parent side of it, it was fine, it worked out. My son went on to do a Rotary exchange, so he had done this trip, did Rotary exchange, lived in Germany for a year.
Wow!
Loved that. And my daughter felt like she missed out on something important, so she has booked a Europe trip coming up because she didn't get to go. So they both really wanted that opportunity. That's expressed that.
Oh, thank you so much.
Maybe she wants to be a chaperone on a Vimy.
I mean, she's going anyway. All right, beautiful. Thank you so much. Hearing no more new questions from the public, we have in-camera session. Can I have someone so move? Trustee Nicholsaw, seconded by Trustee Humby. All those in favor of going in camera? Okay, passed.